All right. Today I'm talking about the moon aspecting Neptune, or the moon in conjuncting with Neptune, or maybe the moon in Pisces, because Pisces is also ruled by Neptune. So the key things about Pisces, Neptune aspecting the moon is this person's going to be having a lot of illusions. Illusions is the key word. A lot of deception is going to be going on in there. They're either going to be projecting deception on you or having deception in their head. These people are going to be very indecisive. They're not going to really know what's going on in their head. They're all about the out-of-body experience. They're not dealing with the normal human thoughts. These people might feel like they're not human. They're master escapist. So they're always trying to leave reality because it's all about the inner self, the conscious. Your head, what's going on up there. So these people might be, since they're prone to escapism and leaving reality, they might use certain tools to do that. Some of them might use alcohol or drugs, because drugs take you out of this world, and they like being there. They like being somewhere else. They like being in the astro. So they like that. So anything as far as escaping, it can not even be drugs or alcohol. It can also be like TV. These people could sit down and they could binge watch a show on Netflix for hours. Because when they're watching TV, for these people, it's not like watching TV for everyone else. When these people watch TV, they're no longer in their bodies anymore. They're actually inside the movie or the TV show, living out the experiences with the characters, literally. When they watch something, they literally they're not there anymore. Have you ever been watching TV with someone and you might say something to them and they don't even hear you, because they're gone. They might as well not even be sitting on the couch anymore, because they're actually playing that shit out. So these people have to be careful what they watch and what they indulge in, because it becomes a part of them. When they're watching certain things on TV, they'll play it out the next day. They'll start talking like the characters on the TV show. All of a sudden they might have the accent of whoever was talking and start talking like Jon Snow. Nothing, Jon Snow. They'll change it up on you. You got to be very careful with with this aspect. Neptune aspecting the moon and vice versa, because they're chameleons, and they're not doing it on purpose, and there's nothing wrong with it. They merge with the other people, with the other things going on. For example, when they're with you, right, they'll start moving like you, they'll start talking like you, they'll start acting like you. And this can come off as being very fake, but they're not being fake at all. This is just who they are. They're chameleons, That's why they say, people with strong Neptunian energy can be actors and, musicians and singers and artists and stuff, because as far as acting, they can take on any role because they can become that person. Neptune energy is all about feeling, what they feel. So these people can feel what they're trying to feel. If they feel sadness, or if someone else is sad around them, they might start being sad too. They might be at a funeral that someone they don't even know, someone's funeral they don't even know, but just the simple fact that they're at that funeral and everyone around them's crying, they start crying. And it's not because the person died, it's because they now have the emotions that everyone else around them is having. So if everyone around them is crying, it's going to make them sad too. If everyone is around and they're happy, they're going to get happy. you know. It plays out in any type of feeling, you know, sexual energy. You know, these people will be, you know, around people, and they might be dancing, you know, getting all sexy and stuff, and all of a sudden they just get the urge, you know, because they pick up on all the energies, you know. So they got to be very, very careful. All right. So I know this energy very well. You know, I have the sun, the moon, Rahu, and Mercury all in the sign of Pisces. Okay, and then my moon is aspecting Pisces as well. It's sextiling. My moon is sextiling. Neptune. So, you know, I know this energy very well. I'm actually dating a young lady actually right now that's got the same aspect. Her moon is sextiling with Neptune as well, and she also has her moon in Pisces just like me. So we have a strong conjunction in our moon signs right there. Not to mention my father, his moon is in Taurus, but it is it's aspecting Neptune. So I know this energy very well. I also have a twin brother. You can check him out on the Blue Moon of Neptune. He's got a YouTube channel, you know, talking about spirituality and energies and all that stuff. So he's got that energy too. So I've experienced this energy my whole life. I know what it's like. Okay. So let me tell you some things about dating someone with this, you know. And I'm not speaking on just the people I've been with. Since I have this aspect, I know what I'm like, you know. I know how it plays out. So, for example, you know, let's say your girl is you have this aspect, right? And your girl calls you up, and you know you hear all this stuff in the background, and you might like hear a guy's voice, okay? And it could be coming from the TV, but you know, immediately the guy is going to start creating illusions in his head, okay? And vice versa, the female will create illusions in their head, because that is the key word to this. So the illusion could be, oh, I'm being cheated on right now. Oh, I'm being lied to by this person. You know, you start creating all these things that could be possibly going on because your imagination runs wild, okay? It runs wild. So these people have the tendency not to trust people, you know, because they're always creating things in their head that aren't really going on. So that's what you really need to be careful of with this aspect, is illusions. That is the key word, illusions, okay? You know, someone might look at you and they might just be having a thought in their head, and someone looked at you and you immediately think that they look down on you and that they don't like you, or there's some type of hatred in their heart for you, because you created this whole picture. You created this whole thing that didn't even really happen when the person just looked at you, you know, and there wasn't anything going on there. But the person with this Neptunian energy, with their moon aspecting that, was going to make up all these things that's going on in their head about that situation, okay? Now let me tell you how it plays out as well. People with this aspect can paint an illusion for you, okay? So not only do they think that people are always lying to them, but they can also be the greatest liars in the world. All right, let me tell you how that plays out. They are really good at painting a picture. They can paint any picture they want, okay? So if they want, they're not the type of people to just lie simply. They're going to create a whole storyline, okay? I guess, for example, you know, you come home and your girl's like, where you been, right? And you're off doing some shit you weren't supposed to be doing. You're going to lie to her, but you're not going to just come up with a simple lie. You're probably going to be like, man, you know, I walked into the store and I saw my old friend from high school and we were talking. See, they're not even going to just say that. They're going to paint a picture for you, all right? I'm going to say something that's not even true. You know, they're going to be like, man, I just saw this friend from high school. I haven't seen him for like 5 years, man. And we were just talking, you know, he just had a baby. He just got married. And, you know, his wife's Amy, and he showed me a picture of her. She looks real nice. They look real sweet. They seem so happy together. And I'm really happy for him, because back in high school, you know, he kind of had problems getting girls and keeping them, and you know, he always had relationship problems, and I know he always wanted a girl, and I'm just so happy for him. You know, he's gonna invite us to his housewarming because he's getting a new house. You know, he just started a job. You know, he went to college, and now he's about to start his internship being a doctor at the ER. You know, man, it was great seeing him, man. I love that guy. Oh, I'm sorry, babe. You know what? I'm sorry. You know, that's why I was late. You know, I got caught up with my friend, and I just haven't seen him in a long time. Okay, and I was just talking to him. Okay, so that's just my point. All right, so they are going to create a picture around everything. So these people can be excellent liars because they can convince you of anything. Okay, when these people are talking to you, they can make you feel like they're telling you like you can feel like you're watching a movie when these people are talking to you, or you're hearing a story, you know, something crazy, because they're just so good at painting that picture. They're so good at having imagination. So, you know, that pretty much sums it up. Okay. Also, these people, moon aspecting Neptune, you know, are going to be very intuitive. Okay. So if you have this aspect, trust your gut on things. Okay, because you know things. All right. You know, when you have intuition, you see things, you know things, and if you're one of those people, you just like, man, you walk into a house and you're like, man, I'm not feeling this vibe. There's something going on in this house. It doesn't feel safe. I'm not feeling the vibe, you know. And then some people would be like, it's just in my head. But no, if you have this aspect and you're feeling that, that means you're feeling that, and it's really happening, okay? Because you walked into that room and you felt everyone's energy, and you felt like bad intentions around you, okay? So trust your intuition, because Neptune gives you the strongest intuition out of everything in the zodiac, okay? And the moon, you know, aspecting your Neptune, your moon is what you feel, okay? It's not what you see, it's not what you hear, it's not what you think, okay? Stop paying attention to that stuff if you have that aspect, because this is your power, this is your gift, okay? You don't have the gift of seeing, you have the gift of feeling, okay? It's not about touching, okay? It's not about thinking it out and using your brain, it's about what you feel, okay? So trust your feeling, because that is your power, all right? And stop creating illusions, okay? You know, this aspect can really mess up people's lives because they can be very delusional, okay? They can be very delusional with everything, you know, making up all kinds of things. These people can come off as low-key crazy because they can make up the craziest stories in their head, and they will run with that, okay? These people can think like the whole world is against them, you know, and think that all this stuff is going on that just isn't happening, all right? So that pretty much sums it up with the moon aspecting Neptune, okay? Key word, illusions.